Man. MT, Adam, can you guys see my screen? Nobody, can you guys hear me? Can you chat if you can hear me?
Hey, what's up,
I
man?
hear you.
You can hear me?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, let's get started. Just look at spy. Spy. So obviously pattern I drew, I've removed it now because it played out, but the pattern I drew back on April 18th played out. Even got a little higher than I thought before we get a nice little pullback, but now this bullish imbalance that we've created is acting as obvious buying pressure. You can see it here, right? So this was great to see it play out the way that it did. Beautiful W up. Would like us to kind of base, maybe come down to the 520s and move through. But shit, with the way the market's moving and with Nvidia earnings this week, we might just move right into the 530, upper 530. So I personally don't see how Nvidia misses, but I guess you never know, right? We can talk about Nvidia here in a little bit, but SPY did exactly what back on the 18th, 16th, whenever we had class that week. What was it? 13th. I said I thought we were going to form a W, come up here, right? The moving averages help tell the story too, right? Where did we come? Make that middle point at the 20-day moving average, right? Which is when you reject, letting you know bears are still in control. Came back, we're over it. What then? Bulls are in control, right? Once you're over that 20-day. So beautiful move here. Overall bullish move too, right? Nice move to the upside. So SPY looks good. QQQ is the exact same chart. I mean, I drew the exact same W the exact same day. We can go look at it. We won't spend as much time on it because it's the same thing. You should be. Oh, I left it there from earlier. So same thing. Went even higher, like I said, than I thought. So nice to see it. Both indices at all-time highs. Oh my God, this man's up fine. And my boy's shirtless in the Asian cuisine.
Hey, look.
Good for you. That Cheyenne?
Oh,
Oh God. Anyways, so QQQ, same thing, right? We came down. Like I said, it's the exact same chart, so I'm not gonna harp on it nearly as much, but it's the same setup, right? We came down into these bullish imbalances. We rejected the midpoint right at the 20-day moving average. Came back down to the same bullish imbalance, and then boom, got over the 20, and it's been bull land ever since. So looking good. Both indices look good, right? So at this point, right, these fibs are now acting. We're using them for extensions, right? Not so much retracement levels now. So which just one more point on SPY, just to reiterate here, because my SPY chart is much cleaner in my opinion than the QQQ chart. But when we were coming down to form this daily W, and I said on April 16th that I thought that's what we were going to do, one of the things I'm always talking about, guys, is using things as confluence, right? So bears were fucking busting their load because we fell down so sharply, but the way it happens doesn't really matter, right? It's the reaction once you hit your key numbers. And where did we bounce? Right at the 236 of this Fibonacci sequence, which, as I've told you guys, the 236 and the 114 are your momentum fibs in either direction, right? Like if we took this here and we drew a bearish fib sequence, it'd be the same thing, right? Those would be your momentum fibs. So the minute I saw us put down these candles on the 236, right? We came down here, closed below, and then the very next day, it gobbled it back up. And notice we never got a single close below, besides that one day below the 236. So that was letting you know that despite a sharp fall from 524 to 497, and I remember bears being like, oh, what took months to come took a week to fall, right? All the platitudes and crazy. By the way, bulls do this too. All the craziness that you hear on social media doesn't really matter if the key numbers aren't lost, right? If you don't lose the 236, and it's honestly, as long as I kept saying it in the group, as long as 480 held, I was going to be bullish. Even more bullish when 497 held. So, okay, now let's get into kind of the meat and potatoes. So I'll start with snow and shop. Snow obviously looks great. Most people close Friday green on these calls, which is great. This 144, same thing, right? When I said down here, that I was buying more heavy, and why is because this was the one of the main sequence. So when this is almost identical to what SPY put down, right? Bearish wick down into it the very next day, hold, big candle up, and we haven't come close to retesting it. Now, this right here is kind of my dream. I don't know if we'll get it because earnings is this week, but I'd like a pullback to wipe out this bullish imbalance here, confirm this 158 fib, the 618 here of this red sequence at the 158.95, and grab some more liquidity there. But we'll see if we lose the 10 here. This red line is the 10-day moving average, which as you can see, Snow's been having pretty much since this bottom. It's respected and hasn't fallen below, and it would require us to go below. Now it's gone below for a day and then gotten right back up. So I wouldn't bet against, and I personally would like a move down to 158, really 159 for some added liquidity and then a move back up. So I'm hoping we get a move down here and then up, but again, if it doesn't give us the pullback and just goes up, fine. And at this point, we don't really want to see 159 be lost. But a move down to the 20, as you can see, it's wicked off of the 20 on the daily several times over the last 2 weeks as it's been gathering all this support in the upper 150s. Wouldn't surprise me. But this is what I'm seeing on Snow, and I'd be very surprised if before earnings it gets much lower than 158. So if you have any questions or anything, just pop them into the group, or let me see if anybody's chatted any questions in. I don't do a good job at viewing the Zoom questions either. I never know how to get that to pop up. Screen sharing. Okay, no, there hasn't been any chat questions. Cool. Okay, let's go to shop next. Okay, this from and I know Zucco wants to talk about this one. I thought I already charted this, didn't I? Oh, we'll go here. So I'm on the 1 hour here, just so you can see a little bit more from a structure standpoint, the candles, but you guys should be able to see kind of this is doing exactly what SPY did not too long ago. So, and I can actually put a new fib sequence here now that we've bottomed here twice. This is the valid bottom, so I can put in a fib sequence here. But clearly, let me get rid of the magnet mode. This guy in. Clearly what it looks like we're forming here is a very obvious W. And I always just bring in perfectly to a double top. Obviously, like as we just went over on SPY, they almost always go a little shorter or a little further than perfectly double top or double bottom, like I've talked many times about in class or in the boot camp if you've done that. But I like a move about the 63 this week. I'd be shocked if it didn't happen actually. So closed over the 20, closed over the 10. Those would be good ad zones on the out in terms of calls. Really though, this 236 of the main fib sequence. So let me back out now and just show everybody the main one. So from this swing high to this swing low. And then we have this, which I'm going to eliminate this red one here in a minute, actually, and put a new one on from here to here. Or I'm sorry, from here to here. Let me do that right now live so you guys can see it. So we'll get rid of this. Could leave it, and I'll probably put it back when we're not there, but I know a lot, or when I'm off, but I know when I have too many. So change the color. There we go. So again, similar numbers. So we need over the 59, need over the 60, and then I like to move to 63. So I'll pause. Any questions on anything we've talked about so far? If not, I'm gonna keep going. Let me see what some of you guys requested. So coin, we can do coin next. Tesla, okay. Shop, Zucco, I did shop. I don't know if you're listening though. Real quick here. I don't know what the fuck you're doing, honestly. Good. Next. Can everybody still hear me? Put it back up a little bit. I want to make it everybody can hear. Hopefully I have my mic selected as my mic, not my computer. Well, okay, let's get into coin. So coin, again, I set it into earnings, and this is like a telltale, this is a perfect example of why earnings don't even matter. The chart is going to do what the chart wants to do. Double beat, like huge beat, one of the biggest beats I've seen this earnings season. And we guided up, and they were down the next day like 15%. And I've just chopped down, by the way, since then. So this has been great for day trades, though, by the way. I'm gonna look to day trade coin this week for sure and not swing trade, but coin's just doing this now. It's respecting this trend line to the downside. I'm not ready to swing this yet, but I absolutely think it is prime for day trades. It's been respecting its trend much throughout the day after it makes its initial move. But this is just making higher lows or lower highs consistently on the daily each day. If it doesn't hold 200, we'll see this imbalance at 179. I keep telling you that 190, which is where the imbalance starts. I don't see how we don't go suck some liquidity off of it. But a 179 test would be even better, and I would put a heavy amount. You can see here this fair value gap down here in the 179. This was from the last earnings. This huge candle here. I would go heavy long at 179, but I really like 190. But right now, I'm definitely looking to day trade above 200 calls, below 200 puts. So really that simple. I don't even know if Castro's on, but hopefully that answers this question about coin. Okay, Tesla and PayPal. Oops, Tesla coin. That sounds like a cryptocurrency. Okay, Tesla. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so this thing obviously had its killer earnings, but I said it when it was flying up. This bearish imbalance up here, or fair value gap, whatever you want to call it, was going to hold it back, and it did in a big way, right? Boom, big time rejection off buy side here from a buy side liquidity standpoint. Sold off, and where did it sell off to? Right to the 20-day moving average, right around the 618 fib of this sequence. So bulls were able to close above 177.25, but a kind of a weak close, right? You're only 20 cents above. So for me, you need through this little mini bearish imbalance here from this gap down. If you can get over 182, I'd like a move to go test the meat and potatoes of this big bearish imbalance here at 198. So again, a move over 180. I like a move to 198. Still have to kind of watch and see what happens here. This was big, right? The move off of here, you saw how the market reacted off of this and took a nice step back. So I'll say it one more time. Move over 180. I'd like to move to 198. A move below 177. I wouldn't jump to get short, but if 173 is lost, I like a move down to 160. And here's what I will say that is very interesting about Tesla right now. One, it came down, filled this gap, eliminated this fair value gap. So like your bullish and bearish imbalances, they're very similar to fibs, where if like the 0 fib or the 1 fib is eliminated, technically you can take them off your chart. I do the same thing with my fair value gaps, bullish bearish imbalances, buy side, sell side liquidity, whatever you want to call it, right? Everybody on Twitter thinks they created it. They didn't. It's been around for a long time. But once that's been sliced through, like if we're to fly through here, for example, and get past 206, this imbalance here is gone. Here, for example, if it does move past 198 over 200, this imbalance here is gone. That's one of the reasons it's having such a hard time here. Is it's not only dealing with this one, but it's also dealing with this one. So there's a ton of selling pressure in the 190s to 200 that Tesla's having to get past. So it's what for the longest time, because they're gone now, you can see the ones that I had over here on snow are gone. What snow was dealing with for a long time. That's why we couldn't move past. Every time we pushed up into the 160s, what were we doing? Selling off. Look at this. Look at how often we came up over the course of a month. Hit 160, sold off. Hit 160, sold off. Sold off. So on and so forth. We're finally past it. And now it's going to come. What do I always say? It's come back, retest, confirm the move, and then move up. Or downs, right? If it's an overall bullish trend or a bearish trend. The one thing that I will say is just funky about Tesla is like it is just for it being a main name and the market being at an all-time high and it being where it is, I don't know, something just smells about this stock, dude. Something just smells. I don't know. Like I said, they front ran it into earnings to move down to fill what was an imbalance here that was filled, thus eliminated because this was sliced through. We filled that imbalance, it's gone, so it's off my chart. Then what's funny is we then created a pretty much the exact same space, the one off of this gap up. What Zucko, turn your camera off, bro. I don't know what you're doing, but nobody wants to see your, oh my, We can see your crotch, brother. Yes, you're muted, by the way, so we can't hear you either, but we can see your crotch. Jesus Christ. Anyways, so we created a bullish imbalance almost in the exact same spot on Tesla that we did previously, which is just funny, right? I always say price has memory, the charts have memory. So it came down here and created another one in almost the same spot. But I say all this to say something just smells funky about this. And I'm a long-term Tesla bull, but I'm not rushing to buy. I'm not rushing to buy right here, is what I'll say. So to all of you that want to play Tesla, all I'll say is be careful and play the chart. So I'll say it one more time now in summary. Over 180, I like a move to 198. Below 177, I'm not rushing to get short, but if 173 was lost, I'd be looking for 160. And honestly, if that's lost, I would not be surprised to see lower 140s and to eliminate this gap. So, any questions about Tesla? If not, I will move on to PayPal. Can someone confirm that y'all can hear me? Like type it in. I'm assuming you can, or you wouldn't also be here, but
Yeah, we can hear you.
you can hear me well. You can hear me well enough.
I can hear you well.
Got some complaints about, or I thought it was my mic, but it turned out kind of up. Okay, let me move closer to my mic. Okay, can you hear me better now? The guy who's empty, you said kind of, okay, yeah, because I'm right next to it. Okay, okay, PayPal. So PayPal is interesting. So, like I always say, you want to see both sides, so we'll talk about both here. From a bullish perspective, I could talk myself into the chart, holding the 50% fib here on this particular Fibonacci sequence, which technically we could put another one from here to here, which we should overlay some fibs, especially for you newbies to see how well that works. So you overlay some fibs. So not only is it holding the 50% of this sequence, but it's holding the 38 of this sequence. So that's bullish, right? That's bullish activity. The one thing that's staring me in the face though is I could definitely say I'm seeing a bit of a daily M here on the chart, which would be a move back to the 382 of this main sequence. So let me get rid of the orange one now, just so that I don't confuse any of you, which would be a move back to the 382 of this sequence. It probably a test of the 200 moving average. This is what I always say too, guys, to pay attention to. You want to watch how the moving averages are moving. So PayPal's been chugging up, but the 200 is still kind of curling down, which is never bullish. The 10 lost the 20, the 20 is the only thing that's still kind of headed up. So price overall, even though it's been moving up, right? These are kind of those divergences that you want to see on the chart are not showing me that activity is super bullish. So for me, it's simple, right? It comes back to Tesla. If we got, or similar to Tesla, if we got over this bearish imbalance, I'd be willing to lawn it. But honestly, I like this for a short, a move to 65, maybe even 66, and then get short with contracts probably 6 months out, 3 months out if you need some cheapies, with a target of 63 and 60, and 62, because this bullish imbalance will probably get some buying. Sorry, I had a bug fly at me just now, fucking box elder bug. So yeah, I wouldn't be looking to long this. I would if 60 holds though. I definitely would look to long and move up, because normally when this plays out, you get a nice bounce. So, but in the short term, I'd be looking for a move to 65 and then short, or 66. Okay, what was the next chart that everybody wanted? MU, yep, no problem. Whoever just said thank you. MU. Okay, eliminate this. We blew past this. Look how, actually, look at this. I always love showing this. Look how well this works though, everyone. So this was a fib sequence from here to here, right? Clear, swing low to swing high, right? Because we retraced here. By the way, same thing, right? Look at where this bounced, 236, right? And nice, beautiful move up. Huge gap up off of earnings, yep. And then look at how well these imbalances played out. Boom, move up. But look at how well the extensions work. And this is why I tell you guys to put them on your chart. Look at where we can't get past right now. The 618 extension on MU. And this is why fibs powered or paired with some other stuff is so powerful, right? So huge gap up. You're wondering when should I buy on something like this? Well, it told you, it came down, the imbalance, move off this nice imbalance was huge. And then your price target would have been this 618. So yeah, MU, I mean, it's simple. It needs over 126 and I would want it to 130, which is a nice move. So, and then over that, I'd have to overlay some more fibs. So let me see here. Over 130, you're looking at the 140, 142, a measured move from 131 to 142. So that'd be that simple for me. I'm not looking to short chips. That's why I didn't give any shorts on this, maybe for a day trade, but for assuming you're above, again, 126, if you can get over, I'd be looking at 130, 131, and then 142 as my target. So nice chart. I mean, really nice move, right? MU's been a nice mover. So I think I have turned it already. Yeah, that's what I thought. So same thing, guys, look at this. So many, I love when there's so many examples of this. Today's the 236 lesson, I guess. So we gap up, we end up going and creating this local top, right? So then we can draw our fibs. So we have from our swing low to our swing high here. Then look at where we caught ourselves. 236. It's the 236 day today. Gotta love when you start a class on like a soapbox and then it proves itself all day long. So comes down to the 236 here at 426. Nice measured move up, and it can't quite get past the 114. So here's what I'd be looking at for entries. So I would either wait for a move over 472.50, so call it 473 because you want some confirmation, and move over 473. First price target of 480, second price target of 492, third price target of 505. That's where I'd be taking my profits, right? So profit at this first fib, profit at this first imbalance, profit again here. So or the inverse, right? Like I said, you need a plan for both. Let's say you can't get over that, you reject the 473. I wouldn't immediately look to short. I'd be looking for confirmation of a loss of 463, the 20-day moving average on the daily. Or you could obviously, if you were in it for a scalp, because again, meta moves quick, you could do a day trade from the 10 to the 20. Because again, meta moves really fast. But again, I'm not looking to swing anything short in today. You shouldn't be looking to swing anything short when the market's making all-time highs, right? We're in price discovery mode right now. I'm not looking to swing short really anything, but day trading puts, great idea on individual names. Okay, so that's meta. Whoever asked, hopefully that's helpful. It was UMT. Hopefully that's helpful. AMD looks nice, right? I said this a couple weeks ago in class. If you go back and watch class, we were right around here and we had rejected the 50. And I said, I bet we moved back to the 618. We did 144, which I wanted myself because it's been a $20 move since then. But AMD looks good. You can talk yourself into a lot of things here, right? Like a weird janky inverse head and shoulders right here, right? Boom, boom, boom. Plenty of bearish imbalances to go kind of attack on the way up. And this thing is a fib respecter, right? Came down to a 618, rejected after that first hold at the 50, came back down, got more liquidity at the 618 again, chopped around its moving averages until bulls are ready to go, and then boom, right? Boom, boom, boom. We've gone up since. So closed at 164 on Friday. It's felt heavy is what I'll say the last 2 days. Like it just can't look at where we can't get past, right? This is why I keep telling you guys these imbalances are so powerful, right? And so let me circle what I'm talking about here. So this imbalance here on my chart is where I want you guys to focus your attention, right? We wicked into it on Thursday. We gapped above on Friday. Bulls really were fucking trying. And then where did bears manage to close us below? If this was a real classroom, I'd want you all to say below the bearish imbalance, Alec, and that's where we close below. So for me, like I'm not rushing to long this. I'd wait until we're over 166 for a swing with a close over 166 with an easy move, measured move to 172 and then 176. Like no doubt, once this closes over that, you're gonna go, but it's having some struggles here, and so I would watch that. Would not be surprised if you get a nice move back to 160 to confirm the move up. First before or even a gap fill, but you know, we'll see. But that's my AMD opinion. If I'm playing chips this week, though, it's going to be NVIDIA. Amazon, man, here's a chart that got away, guys. If you've been with me for a while, you know I charted this back in August of 2022, We're in fucking 2024. I could have just played this. This is what I tell you guys all the time, and it's one of the reasons I've had so much conviction with Shop and Snow. Snow's obviously proving me right. One day Shop will. Shop actually, like I said, if I wish I waited a bit and I didn't have so much hubris weeks ago and saw this imbalance down here, but it is what it is, right? You can't go back and change anything. But Amazon, man, this is the one that got away. I mean, I first charted this when we were here on the B point, and to say it played out perfect, we literally can't even get past the D point. So, but anyways, that's in the past. Amazon today, and what you're looking at, I mean, it's simple. It's what we've been looking at, what I've been saying for fucking 2 years. You need past 188, right? It just cannot get the fuck, even when it closes above it once, it's down the next day. So, it feels like it's coming, right? So you just got this mini daily W that played out. Now you're retracing. Wouldn't be surprised if you go like this and then you finally bust through from an Amazon perspective. But this thing's gonna get over 200. This is how I think it'll happen. So nice W just played out. You need a nice M from a liquidity standpoint. I don't even know if you need to go this low, but it's where the imbalance and the fibs are. So like 176, if we got there, I'd be looking to get super long. Or again, I'm not lawning until you're over that 189, because right now you're just wasting your time, right? So right now, though, I'd like a measured move from 184 to 188. Not a huge move on Amazon, but still a nice move. Then would like a rejection, move back down to get some more, and then finally a move through to 200. 200 is my target on Amazon. So. Hopefully that answers your question, MT on Amazon, and then we'll round it out with Apple here. Contemplating adding individual shares for all of those, for all of the above. Apple was great, you know. So back in April, so almost a month ago, April 19th, I drew this. I said, like I said now a couple times, price has memory, right? You had the exact same structure playing out. Beautiful at the time. W, right? That was kind of getting clear. I had it over here at the time. It went a little bit further than I thought, came back down, boom, looks great. And look at where we're kind of topping out at, right around the 114 fib, right around this bearish imbalance. We can get over that. There's no way Apple doesn't go make an all-time high. But we're kind of getting heavy here. For me, I'm not looking to lawn Apple right now. These moving averages need to catch up. It's absolutely sprinted up here. I call this kind of like would be a nice chop consolidation period, gather some support, let the moving averages catch up and then move. But this gap will loom large for a while, right? There was nothing in Apple's earnings, right? Like I tell you guys all the time, it's like 90%, 89% of gaps fill. The only gaps that get left empty, like if you look at Apple's a great example. We can look back. There's a gap here, right here, down in the 90s, that'll never fill. I can't remember what it is. The only one I specifically remember is Amazon when they announced AWS. That gap will never fill. I can't remember what Apple did on this earnings, but this gap will never fill. We're never gonna get this low on Apple. We do, the company's in trouble. So we had our chance here in the 124s. We'll fill this one. And I think there's even one in the 40s, if I remember. You know you have a problem if you remember these weird things. Yeah, so there's this gap all the way down at $30 on Apple that happened from earnings in July or in 2017. If anybody knows Apple better than me, you can tell me what they announced there, but that's never going to fill. Company's dead if that gap ever fills. But most gaps fill. It's like 89% of gaps on the daily chart fill. Nothing about these earnings tell you that this gap's not going to fill. So that looms large in my head. Like this is where I'll look to buy more shares of Apple, but doesn't need to fill now, right? Doesn't need to fill now. But if you start to get really heavy here and you start to move down, I'd be looking for a move into this imbalance. So, but Apple right now it's simple. You need over 190 if you want to keep lawning. Until then, it's kind of moot point, right? It's just been chopping here a couple days. Can't get past this fit. So closed right at it on Friday, which is interesting. So I'd be in wait and see mode on Apple. Okay. Any other requests, guys? If not, okay. AMD, Meta, Apple, Amazon, Nvidia. Okay, I think the only one I didn't. Oh yeah, no, Nvidia. Come on. I think the only one we have done is Nvidia. So, okay, so Nvidia again, another one that we talked about, right? Beautiful M here that came down. the only, and we'll get into it here because I want to talk about both scenarios. And where did we catch ourselves? 382 on Nvidia, right? And right inside this, what? Very bullish imbalance to the upside. So boom, grab that liquidity, shot up. We love it. Just can't get past 970 was my target when we were down here. We got all the way to what? 960. So pretty darn close. Here's the only thing that I hate on the video right now, and I need it to invalidate, right? I need this to invalidate because again, I'm very bullish right now, guys, and that's just because of overall market structure. I'm not. I think some people think and I'm having like a fucking seizure here, and I know some people think that I'm only bullish. Well, the most money I ever made in the stock market was actually 2012. See if I can beat it this year. It all depends. Dude, what is going on? Depends on that shot wants to play nicely, but the most money I ever made was in 2022 when the stock market was bearish, actually, and it was shorting the fuck out of the video. Funny fact. But this is just staring me in the face right now. We did shop already, DR Dawn, so I'll post the recording. I can do a quick summary of it after this for you though. But anyway, this is just staring me in the face. This is like just staring me in the face. I hate to even say it. But this is like, man, if the chart wants to play this out right to the 618, what else is here? A bullish imbalance that would get a ton of liquidity. And again, or maybe this happens, right? Like maybe it front runs earnings. Maybe it front runs earnings because earnings are Wednesday night and it does something like this. Very possible too. So again, I'm not playing NVIDIA earnings. I have enough of my capital in Snow, which the earnings are the same fucking day. So my heart cannot afford to play NVIDIA because my blood pressure will be so through the roof that night. I don't like this chart into earnings. And again, that's from a bear perspective. If you're a bull, you're looking at the fact that, hopefully this is going to finally break and you're over. So it can invalidate the M by breaking over this. So that's what we need to watch. I don't think NVIDIA is going to influence Snow this much on Wednesday because their earnings are the same day. So I said it on Friday, like their fate is in their own hands. It's not, if NVIDIA was on Friday and Snow was on Tuesday, then I'd be like, okay, well, the initial move, and then we're going to have to watch the chart and see like, okay, is it showing us downside? Because if NVIDIA comes in weak, then it's going to have some downside. So I personally don't think that NVIDIA is going to have much influence on Snow solely because they report the same day. So, but yeah, so that's the bullish and bearish case for NVIDIA. I'm personally staying away. Lose 879, 782 feels obvious. Like I said, the 665, if they miss, short this to 665. That's what I'll say. If they miss, short this to 665, and we will put a local top in my opinion, on the overall market if NVIDIA misses, just because that thing season's done. There's from a company perspective that's going to shift the market. Like everything that's going on in the overall economy, and this is why I always tell people the stock market is not a reflection of the overall. Remember that the stock market is 6 to 12 months ahead, right? Like when the stock market bombed in COVID, we as people had barely felt the economic struggle that came with COVID, all the rising prices, everything that came with the stimulus and everything. Like once that hit us after the glasses were removed, if you will, like when we stopped getting money, the market had already made its bottom. And so it's the same thing when you hear people say like, oh my God, how can the stock market be running when people are losing their jobs, all that kind of stuff. Well, they kind of like that news because they're like, oh, okay, well, this is a good time to start buying because we as an economy are probably putting in a bottom as well. That doesn't mean that we, the people that are out there living our lives, have put in our bottom, just to use stock market references on how shitty it's going to feel. But the stock market is a forward-looking vehicle. Always remember that. So, but if NVIDIA, I just don't know what's going to lift the market up until the next season of earnings, because that's what's been so interesting. the earnings this quarter have been fantastic, which is why we just made all-time highs, right? On the overall market. But that being said, like this is the last week of major earnings until the next season of earnings, which is a quarter away now. So, again, in my personal opinion, if NVIDIA doesn't beat, and I think they will, but if they don't, 665, and in my opinion, the local top, I'd be looking for 480. Not 480, I need to redo it now that we've made a new high. It won't be 480. I'll have to drop it from here to here. And if this is truly our top on the market, I'm not going to put it, well, I can show you guys, I guess, really quick what it would be if this truly was our local top. So I'd be looking for a move back, let's say, to like 517, max 508 at that point. So yeah, maybe we're not going to go below 500. And yeah, sure, milker. And then I got to go, guys. I got dad duty. So, oh man, here's another chart so here we go, right? Here, sometimes they don't play out. Now the D point did hit, but it just kept hitting lower and lower. So, oh God, drawing fibs everywhere. So let me clear my move drawings really quick there, those. And Unity, I don't like this one bit, bro. So, turn the magnet mode off. So fuck. There's nothing but, oh my God. If it's gonna bounce, it's here. That's the only thing I can tell you about this chart. Here, let me give you some extensions off of from a fib perspective so that there's some math involved. But if it's gonna bottom and bounce, milk, it's here, brother. Shit, below 21, I'd be looking for 16 though. That'd be a monster short, I bet, on this, cheap as fuck. So we need to remember this for the small account, either or. And if 21 holds, then we'll have to draw some fibs then from there to there to the downside if 21's the bottom. But shit, if 21's lost, bro, we're in uncharted territory for this stock. I 16 and then 9. Shit. I'm adding Unity to the watch list. Good job, Milker. And we all know Milker's been killing it, so let's shout out the Milkman. And then JD.com. JD's on this. I can look at the chart. Yeah, I don't blame you for getting rid of JD. Never fucking buy a Chinese company long term. Never. You guys know me longer than 2 weeks. You know how I feel. Yeah, so JD got right up to a 707 of this. This is normally 707, 786, 886 is where you start to get a lot of profit taking. So it needs to move through here into the high 30s if it wants a chance. If it can get past that, I like a move to 43, but I fucking hate playing China stocks. So, yeah, I agree. It's either make or break because you're at the 786 fib. So, but a move over, I like a measured move to 44, 43, 43, 44. And then, yeah, sure, I can do Google. Here's another one that got away, and I don't know if it's MT. No, I think it is MT that's still in the Google January calls that I signaled that are up 350%. I called actual bottom. Chuck did too. Got to give props to Chuck. Him and I were both on top of that. Looks like actual bottom for the year on Google at this 707. Breakout, came back, tested it. And this is actually, I can tell you guys why I was so crazy about Google. And again, another reason why I've been fucking ride or die for my plays right now is, and again, I'm not going to get into it. We can do another class on risk management. I definitely let my hubris get the best of me on shot. But so look at this. This is why I was so confident in Google a couple months ago. So we long-term trend here that was holding. We broke out above the 1% fib, the 1 fib, but then broke right back down. And then the 707, perfect action, right? Like I said to you guys, wick down, then wicked immediately back up with a hammer over the 200-day moving average, right at the long-term trend support. So guys, what do I always say? You're looking for confluence, right? Ton of confluence here. That's why we got long. I only played it to 150. Fuck, I missed another, $30 of the move. So respect to my boy MT for staying in. Send it to me on Friday. The January calls are up 376%. So yeah, you could say I'm kicking myself on that one for sure. I had about 15K in those, so you know where I put it? Shop. So that joke's on me. Okay, guys, I think I think that's it for the night. I'll let everyone go. I gotta go do dad duty and all that good stuff. I'll see you bright and early in the morning. And for anyone that missed anything, and oh, I will just really quick for Buddy. So yeah, shop looks good, man. We came down to this imbalance here, this bullish imbalance, which again, like I said, I let my hubris get the best of me. This was staring at me. I should have known we were gonna head here before heading up. But now I like a move minimally to 63 this week. I'm looking for 68 above and beyond. If we can get over 63. So, and I did tweet, and I mean this. I'd be surprised if shop's not high 80s before the end of the year. We can get into a little bit more about why. It will be very hard the more I look at this chart for shop to go much lower. I know a lot of you guys have been with me when I made a similar statement on coin, and I was very right about that. There's many things about this chart. It'll be very hard for shop to go much lower than it did. Than it did. Like 55 would be the absolute lowest that I would see this stock going this year. So let's see if I'm right. So anyways, hope you all have a wonderful night, and we'll talk to you all in the morning. See ya.